Hello and welcome to J&J Presents, the unofficial Ultimate Team podcast. I'm Jamie and this is where we discuss all things FUT from the average man's perspective. And today we haven't got Jordan because Jordan went on a holiday and sacked us off. So we are here with James. Say hello, James.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Excellent. James is here. Now, James is like the Donald Trump of FUT. He took a small loan from his credit card and turned that into 68 million profit over the course of FIFA. Isn't that right, James?
I did indeed.
So tell us a bit about
Yeah.
yourself, mate.
So yeah, I've been streaming, as you know yourself. I've been streaming since about January, so quite late on in the FIFA game as such after Team of the Year. So yeah, it's been a bumpy ride, quite a long haul, should we say? But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. So I mainly do trading, and investments and icon flips and all that extra stuff that a lot of people find boring, but I do enjoy a lot. So yeah.
So you're tapping into the Scottish stereotype there by making coins wherever you can, basically.
That's it. Yep, that's exactly it. Wherever there could be made coins, as you know, we've been speaking for years, and as you know, if there's a card that I can make 5 coins on, I'll make that 5 coins.
So
So
I've known James to buy a card, rave about the card, and sell him because he smelt a 10k profit. And this is and then go back to using something very, very inferior in comparison. Would that be safe
yeah,
to say,
that's
James?
right. That is bang on the money right there. That's bang on. But no, it's been good. This year's been I would say a lot easier than most FIFAs to make coins from just any general perspective, irrespective of whether you're opening packs or if you're spending FIFA points, or just because the way that FIFA's designed it this year that you could make so much coins out of your division rivals, your foot champs, your SBCs, bronze pack methods, all these different things that people do. You can make so much out of it. But yeah, just team of the week investment this year's been the biggest, I would say, in order to make quick coins every single week, guaranteed. So
It's something I've been thinking about and wondering how they're going to tackle that because EA don't like us making coins. I wonder if they'll move
no,
those. No, I wonder if they'll move those to untradeable, which would be shifty on their part. But I mean, we're used to that sort of thing by now. Because
yeah,
I mean, it's like the special cards in FIFA 18. They soon stamp those out, so we'll see where it goes. But I'm sure you'll sniff a profit out anyway.
yeah. Like you says, I think they'll find it very difficult, because they've been trying to tackle this for years of people not making coins so that they then put more points on the game. That's kind of been the idea. As you know, every single year they try and do something to push more people buying FIFA points, to improve their squad. Whether it's bringing out SBCs where it's like you put basically 12k points on, you're almost guaranteed to do one SBC from it. Whether it's your icon SBCs or whether it's a really special player of the month card that's probably not deserving of a player of a month like we've seen in the past. But yeah, like I say, I think it's very difficult for them in order to make things valuable, like Team of the Weeks, where the whole year basically they were not valuable at all. As you know, you would get a Team of the Week pack from your weekend league, and each card be worth discard. So it's one of them. They have to do something. I just don't know what.
I think we might have seen a little snippet of it, moving the shapeshifters into red picks. I
Yeah,
think
it's a good move.
yeah, it could be a
Yeah, I
good
think
move.
so.
I think
I
it
th
could be because we've got that, and then we've also got the merging of the markets now. Because I think other than Nintendo and PC, all markets are merged, which
yeah.
I think is a smart move. And obviously, because we're now cross-play, aren't we? So
Yeah, they've been trying that, haven't they? They've been trying it this year on PlayStation. I seen that not long ago actually when I was on the play. I play mostly Xbox, as you know, but when I was over on PlayStation, I did see they do even on the next gens they do the cross platform. But I think it is a good move. It's a really good move from them, because on Xbox, as you know yourself, when we're on Xbox, cards are going extinct constantly when there's certain SBCs because there's not enough on the market. I just think it'll stop that. So it's a good move.
I think you get a lot of people who sit on cards now. So when SBCs come out, for example, I mean, I made my coins this year. Obviously, I'm a slow burn, but I will sell cards that are worth selling when they're worth selling. So I'll sit on like a Tony Cruz for a couple of weeks, and then an SBC will come out. His price will go through the roof, and then I'll offload stuff like that. That's what I do. I think, but you got people that are friends. A lot of them they'll keep every card and then throw them into SBCs. So I think there's an element of that too, because we've certainly reached they're pushing us towards untradables, unlike us, because we're ballers. And we've got coins coming out of our nostrils. So which is quite good. Now, one of the big talking points of this week, the Brazilian Icon SBC player pick.
Yeah, it's a new one, eh?
Yeah, I mean that's a scary one. Now I got 98 Pele, so he's prime. I mean, I felt a bit robbed because there's a 99 down there. But what an SBC! Talk about what an SBC!
What I said, that's the first time I've ever seen an SBC like it. Of all the FIFAs that they've done SBCs, this is the first time where they've went, you know what we'll do is we'll make a specific nation and we'll make it one of the best ones that everybody wants. But the chances of getting that good player is still so slim. And I think that's what's really good about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've stayed away from the Icon SBCs a fair bit this year. I think I've done 2, maybe 3. I know I did one when they messed up and put moments in there when they shouldn't have, just for the chance of getting something good. Now there's a man stood behind you.
You've got a sneak peek of my dad there. He's just standing
there.
He
is. Hello, mate. How are you?
How's it going?
Yeah, good. I mean, I like your face. I like the way you've cut your head off. Is that not to break the camera or something? That's better. Look at that.
You're sporting a bonnet like me.
Good taste in hats. I like that. Yeah, very good taste in hats. Getting some branding in there as well. I like it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
But it's definitely, it's a monster of an SBC. I mean, yeah, you're right, because it's small margins, but even I'm tempted to do another one.
I've done 2 of them, so I can't talk.
Who did you get?
I got, what are you saying, Dad?
FIFA's not working.
How's it not working?
It's just EA servers.
Yeah, it's just you're probably better off restarting your FIFA.
Yeah.
I got Ronaldinho at the first one, just prime, which again is like you said, you feel a bit robbed because you could have got moments. And then the second one I got Roberto Carlos, just prime, which was an L.
Yeah.
The three choices was a Carlos Alberto prime, which I already have as moments. Moments Cafu, which is obviously right back, which I've already got Carlos Alberto, and then Roberto Carlos for the left. So I just chose Carlos just because he's left back. So
yeah, that's See, hearing that puts me off. It was one where sometimes I look at some streams and I see what's coming out and go, I'm not doing that. But this one I just went straight in and I was like, yeah, I wanted R9. I didn't get him, got Pele, so I went out and brought Moments R9 anyway, just to try. So it was.
How much did you pay for them?
Oh, 5.6 something like that.
Yeah, you probably bidded on the one I was bidding on.
Was it going up in a K at a time?
Yeah, so there was like basically late last night. Seen it. Obviously, as you know, I like to make coins, so I had a Janola's Heroes Shapeshifter. I bought him for 6.3, I think it was 6.3 million, and sold them for 6.7. So after tax, I made coins, but I'm quite bad for it, even if the card is really good. Like Ginola is really good, but he doesn't feel the same as R9 Moments. R9 Moments is just on a different level to every card I've used, apart from I would say Cruyff. So yeah, I had him late last night, probably I would say about half past 11 o'clock maybe. There was a bid of 5.6 million, and it was that one of them ones that was green, and it was like processing. I came off that, went back on the app, and somebody outbidded me by like 3K.
Oh no, it weren't me then. I was bed by then, and I was bidding on one, and because I had over 6 million, this guy kept putting up like 1K at a time, and I was like, "You're not winning this, mate. There's just weren't having it." Can I tell you something? I'm not feeling him at the minute.
No, I think you need. It's one of them cards you need to get used to. He
Yeah,
definitely is one of them.
I'll be honest, I'm like that anyway. I'm like that anyway with cards. So
It's finishing.
bad for
What you're paying for really is you're paying for that AI. It's not you controlling them. It's the when you've got the ball with one of the other players, whether it's a Bale or whoever it may be, and he makes them runs. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for them AI runs that no other player seems to be able to do. So yeah, it's hard because I've played with basically every single card on the game. Like I've bought and sold, like because that's one of the big things I do, especially over on Twitch as well, to give people the best opportunity to give them the most reviews is to try multiple players, make coins and then buy and sell players and be able to try them and show people what the reviews are on them. And I can't find a good striker. I've played with Cruyff and he is literally the best one I've played with. In front of goal, and then you've got Gareth Bale's end of era card, which is really good. But apart from that, I would say you have to do it the 5-star up front. You need it this year. You know, the 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, which then limits you to who you play up front.
I'm going to keep R9 until after next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to probably try Cruyff. I'm just going to try some different players out.
Yeah, I would recommend Cruyff, like he says, is I packed him in an icon SBC. As you know, I don't know, I've done every single one just for content on Twitch, and I would have probably stopped ages ago if not the case. But I did do it because I was hunting for Cruyff. I packed Cruyff Baby, his base card, near the start of FIFA, and used him for over 1,300 games. And then ever since using that card, I've just been trying to get his higher card every single time, and eventually got him. So I'm happy about that.
So we've got 2 new cards out. One last night, one tonight. Chiesa and Pato. We've had a chance to look at them both yet.
Vaguely looked at Chiesa. I feel that looking at that card is a very good card if you've got an Italian league team to throw him in for right wing, because right wingers they're quite lacking on that in that league. I think when I look at it, who you've got. You've got Rafael Leo on the left, but on the right hand side, I don't know if he's even got a team this season or that.
Berardi. Is that right?
Berardi, yeah. See, so Chiesa, I remember his honourable mentions card he got, which was really, really good.
Yeah, I think that abused me a few times.
Yeah, abused everybody, I think, for a good while. But no, I think you've got your Bales, and obviously people have got icons and stuff. So really, for SPCs, Bale, I would probably say is above that card. You know, I just feel that he's maybe a card I wouldn't necessarily do, but I don't know. It depends if you've got the league for it, I suppose.
And then there's Pato, because Pato only needs an 85 rated team with a Brazilian.
He's a very good value. You know, even if you're not going to use him as such, and he's a super sub, he's one of them cards you would just do. Like me growing up, Pato was a card that, or a player should I say, that I watched growing up. You know, playing for AC Milan, and he was in FIFA every year with that massive blistering pace and good shooting, and so he's more of a nostalgic thing, I think. And with his rating, being how cheap he is, it's a no-brainer, I think.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that later on. After I don't know, I'm still toying with the other Brazilians. So, staying on the topic of SBCs, your pick of the SBC this year. What have you liked? What have you disliked?
There's been a few that have done its purpose, in FIFA in general going forward. Like, for argument's sake, you have the first one that kind of springs to mind is Player of the Month Mbappe. You know, he was a lot of coins. He kind of was. It was one of them ones that if you had the fodder, because you had this headliners card that was only like one overall below at the time.
Yeah.
I think if you had the fodder on that was a no-brainer because he was such a meta card, and he still is. I don't use him anymore, but
I grinded him out for 100k.
I remember because we spoke about that time, and that's what I'm saying. If you had the fodder, which everybody tends to get fairly quickly now, it made sense, and you had the league in with like your Marquinhoses and all these big cards as well. He's an easy card to link in. Then you had obviously Chiellini's a massive card. You know, I play against him when I'm playing weekend league, for example. I must play against him 18 times out of 20. He's that common because his value. You know, but there's also been some really bad valued SBCs. You know, like Aubameyang, probably a really really bad one. Flashback Aubameyang for how much he was to what his card was. You know, even Ronaldo Player of the Month at the start of FIFA as well. I thought at the start of FIFA, I know why they done it because they wanted to try and make something big at the start, but that was just for most people, apart from 1%, that was a bit overpriced, I would say.
That was a bit of a mad one thinking about it because it was the case of, I think wasn't he over 2 million?
Yeah, he was 2.5 million right at the start of first month of FIFA as well.
Yeah,
and I believe there was a player that month that done really, it was Antonio.
Yeah, he'd had good
and he had a really good month. And I think he'd had a better month than Ronaldo, but FIFA being FIFA trying to sell packs and you know sink people's coins already, they went for Ronaldo. But I'm trying to think off the top of my head who else maybe was a bad SPC. Obviously, icons are to say they're awful value, you know, for what you can get. And the only way that they're good is if you've got fodder and nothing else to use it on, and you had loads of duplicates because you kept opening packs and getting duplicates. It's okay to then throw them into an icon SBC, but apart from that, they're not worth doing. Like I spoke to you off stream, but off chat before. They're just not worth it. You're paying anywhere from 600k up to 1,000,000 coins a time. You know, you could keep that and keep the fodder to put into other things, and then the money that you're saving on them because you're still having to buy cards, you'll get your coins back.
Yeah, very true. That's why when Tots rocked round, I can't remember how much I had now. I had 6 million at one point during Tots. And then I got 6
The only
million.
thing that saved the only thing that saved me really was the fact that I trade. You know, that's the only thing because I always was at a level where I was like hitting say 6 and a bit million, and when I traded, I was going anywhere from 500k to 1,000,000 a night in trading. You know, making coins and flipping cards because I had such a big amount. When I bought say 7 million coins worth of icons and put them up over 12 hours, when I woke up in the morning, they were all sold. But because you've got 7 million and you're making 20 to 30k a card, and some of them are 50k a card, and I think the best one I've ever done was a Rude Hulip Prime. I bought them for a flat number, and I must have sold them for something like 400k after tax. And that's what I'm saying. That's the only saving grace I got is when I made coins one night and it was say 500k, and then an icon SBC came out. I didn't mind paying 500k because I still had the same balance. But looking at it, I should have just kept the coins. But we you know, with content and stuff, everybody wants to see icon SBCs and all that. So
I think the thing is with FIFA, the important thing is you have to play your way to have fun. Like, for example, I know that I'm fairly boring, but I enjoy what I do. Now, I speak to people and they go, they can. I mean, there's been times I've had the same team for a month. People go, I'll be bored to tears, but I have to. I can't not because that's just how I do it. I save and then I buy my next player, and I save and I buy my next player, and then I might have to rejig my team. But everyone's got to play their way because if not, it's boring. What are your feelings on these friendly cups that keep coming out?
I think they're quite harsh. Not so much this Brazilian one. I think the Brazilian one you could take to because they've done really well and putting SBCs that are Brazilian orientated, like Rafinha SBC. That's another one that's actually really good. That looks like a really good card for its value. And Kingsley Coman actually touched on SBCs that are good. That one's a really good one for value. I think he's like 80k and he's a 96 overall left wing.
Yeah, I
you know,
Nice.
I've done him as well, and it's just a no-brainer. But yeah, no, I think you've got like Rafinha that's Brazilian, you've got Pato, and then you've got the Brazilian SBC, the one that gives you all different types, which is one of the worst valued SBCs. The amount of rubbish ones I've seen are floating around, it's just unreal. Like it's just the campaign, is a campaign bag, Brazilian campaign bag.
Like that,
Yeah, very rarely get anything good out of that if you've done it. So
yeah, I tend to avoid it. My issue with them is they're a big commitment. So, for example, if I don't do my games tonight and I'm up at 4, I might not be back for 6 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I can't miss that many games, and it's a bit sweaty, and you can only lose 7.
I think
it's a bit harsh. 7.
What they should have done is they should have done it so that you had a set amount of times that you could do it, and you could do it within a certain period of time, rather than 4 a day where they're or 5 a day where they're limiting you. What they should have done was when you have got 40 tries at this, and you could do these 40 tries however you see fit, and once it's finished, it's finished. Because the problem you've got is, like you've just said, is if you're on at night and you do them, if you don't do all of them and you're not back in the house until 6 p.m. the next day, you've lost out on 3 games.
Yeah.
A bit like squad battles at the weekend a few years back. When
Yeah.
if you didn't play Friday night after the refresh at 5 o'clock or whatever it was, you only had from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock the next day, and you were gone. You missed out on 4 games.
Got some.
You lost something.
My cup's making a really odd noise. Salad, what's it doing? It's making a weird noise at me. Yeah, I think that's my only issue with it, because the thing is, like, we're at a decent level, we're at a good level, and we do these things, but then we also know people who aren't at a good level, and why are they limiting everyone at this point? Because there's no reason to.
It's near the end,
It seems a bit tight.
There's no need for it.
No,
there's no need for it. It's one of them that I think that they shouldn't even have a set amount of games that you could play. I think because once you hit the main amount of games for the biggest pack, then you've got the pack. You can't play anymore. So people are then the better players are not going to stick around.
No.
So what would then happen is the people who want to play to get to the better pack then have to put more time into it, but they should still be able to do that.
Yeah.
But if it takes us 30 games to do it, and it takes an average player to do it for example, 45 games, they should still be able to play, but just play the extra 15 games.
Yeah.
But I've not done any of them. Like the last one I thought was ridiculous. I just didn't even look at it. The one where you had to have all one club. Like who in FIFA nowadays is going to have all one club in the Prem of a team that's actually competing? And I went on it once with like a rubbish team, and the guy had like all these great players, and I'm like, they went out and bought a team just to play it in that SPC, and I just thought, I'm not doing that. So that was me.
I spent 400k on the Grealish card, so I had a Man City striker. Yeah, the thing is, I've done so many of them. I've got to the point where it's just, I'm looking at this one. It just feels like a chore, especially as I've just finished one. So it just sometimes it's when FIFA stops being fun. It's more like work. That's sort of my getting off point, and I'm feeling it's that way. So weekend league. Let me tell you about my weekend league. So me and Bouch are doing a thing every week. Bouch picks me a formation. I pick him a formation. The first week he pitched me right up. This week he was a bit kinder. What did he give me?
I'll give you 5 at the back, 5, 2, 1, 2.
No. He gave. What did he give me now? It still was a little bit odd. Do you know, I've complete mind fart. Actually,
I thought I've seen the last video. I thought it was. Did he say? Did you not say it was? Was it? Was it not a 4-3-2-1 or a 4?
That's it. 4-3-2-1. Yeah, I weren't keen. I didn't like it. I wasn't keen. It's not a formation for me. I like another attacker in. I like 4 attackers. I did okay. Bit disappointing because I didn't get 60 points. I'll be honest. I won 8 out of 10. I was really tired. I should have walked away. I was in a foul mood. I barely slept this week. I carried on. I took 3 losses in a row. I should have walked away. I didn't. I ended up shouting at my TV, scared the dog. I terrified the dog. Yeah, it weren't good. It weren't.
It's not like you shouting.
No, I felt horrible. Honestly, I felt awful. So I got him a sausage out of the fridge, and he forgave me. But yeah. But again, sometimes it's just taking a bit of time. But yeah, it's an interesting way of doing it. I mean, we've picked formations for next week. I've given him 4-3-3, but with the wingers set forward and the and the centre forward set slightly back.
Oh
So
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got 4 3
It's like
3
the
5.
fourth variation or the fifth,
Fifth, yeah.
is it?
And Batch has
Yeah.
given me 4 triple 2. So I've played a few games of that. That's not too bad, but we'll see.
4-2-2 is probably the meta formation at the moment after patching stuff. A lot of pros play that formation. So, like you said, you like the 4 attackers,
Yeah.
especially if you get the custom tactics right. That one there's very good.
But next, the week after, we've made an agreement. We're going vile. We are going for the 3-1-4-2 formation, and
Oh
both
yeah,
of us we're
that's
both
like
doing
the
it.
diamond, is it?
Yeah, we're both
Yeah,
doing it
yeah.
all weekend. But it's an interesting way of playing because it adds an element, adds an interesting element to the weekend league. Because let's face it, at this point, lots of people just don't play. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
yeah, it's going to be a vile formation. How's your weekend?
I'll, I've played I think 3 or 4 and I've won 4. I'll play a few tonight. I'll maybe get you to pick a formation just because I'm bored playing it. I'll let you pick me a formation and I'll play the weekend league with it. Just for the
Oh,
the
I'll have a
banter.
look. I'll have a look. I'll have a look
But
now.
no, yeah, it's been to be honest with you, it's the same every week for me. You know, I normally try and stream when I play weekend league. Obviously, the internet's not been the greatest with the weather and things like that. But yeah, it's just I find it quite repetitive. It's you always seem to play like the biggest thing, the biggest problem for me is, as everybody knows, is the leaving aspect of it. I could play because of the team that I've got, and also they see my name with Twitch TV in it. They think I'm just going to leave or be nasty in case it's on the stream, and it's just hard because I'll play, say for example, I'll play the first 10 games, I'll normally get 9 wins to 10 wins. Like that's just the natural thing. But within them 10 games, I'll probably play 15 or 16, and 5 or 6 of them people will leave right at the start of the game. They'll just not even load up, they'll just hit dashboard and then they'll leave. Or
Yeah.
they load up. If I've got the ball, they'll slide and tackle me or they'll kick it out and they'll leave. And
Yeah.
it's just it's soul destroying because what happens is that there's a system, as you know, in place. Whereas if you don't get a loss, it still records it on the system because it takes a contract off you. It takes
Yeah, I hate
things
that.
like that off you. So what happens is in the algorithm, it'll say when you hit say +5, it'll say then you don't lose any. So if you've ever noticed when you play say 8 games and somebody leaves against you, you'll play against somebody really good. It's
Yeah.
because the algorithm says that you won that last game because somebody's forfeited, and then you're playing against somebody really good to get the same reward. Then it's a nightmare. I just hate it.
Yeah,
But
I've said before, I think these people need to be shot. And I stand by that. So I've got a formation for you, James. It's going to be the 5-2-1-2. I just went on Draft Simulator and picked the filthiest one I could find.
5-2-1-2.
Yeah,
Okay,
5-2-1-2.
I could do any tactics or anything with that though.
You can do any tactics, but you cannot change the formation.
Okay,
You've
cool.
got to keep the formation.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
We'll be in chat anyway, so you'll be able to hear me
Yeah.
rage if it's bad.
Well, I'll have to go to bed soon, so I've got to be up early in the morning. So moving on to FIFA 23. I don't know if you've paid attention.
Yeah, bits and pieces. I've been keeping an eye on it. I've already pre-ordered the next FIFA, so yeah, I've been keeping an eye on things, but all of it's just rumors, so I don't like to go too much into it until EA bring it out. Obviously, it's a good move from FIFA to put out the first FIFA cover with a female footballer, which I think is a good move.
I've got no
Uh,
issues with that. I've seen the threads on Facebook are funny. It's just like, well, I'm normally attracted to game covers that have got men on it. It's like, well,
It doesn't matter.
What
A
does
lot
it
of people.
matter? What's the game's in? Do you care? Not really. No.
I think the funny thing that I find is that people fail to realize it's digital copies as well now, and they just click on it, or like people say, just because it's sitting on your mantelpiece or whatever it may be, it's not. You're not seeing it. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference to the game.
Of course, it doesn't.
It's just
Nothing at all.
you know.
There's talk of a Marvel crossover, which is
Yeah,
big.
EA announced that. Yep, EA did announce that there was going to be some sort of Marvel crossover. I'm not entirely sure on how they're doing that. Like, I don't know what it is that they're going to be doing.
It's got to be
I don't
tifos
know.
and kits.
Yeah, I think Tifo's kits maybe like I don't think they'll be putting out stupid stuff like attire that people wear, whether it's like, you know, they're not going to make a player have like a helmet on or anything like that. I wouldn't imagine they would do something
No.
so stupid. But I
So-
do know that it's just an aspect of heroes. Instead of foot heroes, they're making it Marvel heroes for like, you know, like your Ginolas and World Cups around the corner. I think it'll be to do with that more than likely.
Well, because if I get the Incredible Hulk in a pack, I'm
Yeah.
putting him up front and I'm lobbing every ball to him because
I would just put him in the goal. Because
Oh,
goalkeepers are rubbish.
Yeah,
Get him
yeah,
in the
actually,
goal.
yeah, it's even better. Yeah, Iron Man could do some laser vision or something on someone. Yeah,
I'm not sure. Like you said, I think it'll be more than likely like stadium themes, tifos, like all cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, I've not paid attention to any of that this year, to be honest. But I know there's been a few bits in there, haven't there, this year? Gone over the course this year. Have you looked at the new free kick animations?
I have vaguely looked at it. I noticed that it almost looks a bit like golf. You know, like I don't know if you've ever played golf years ago, but it's got like the arrows and then you have to hit it bang in the middle. It's got that weird like pie shape, and then I think it brings back to was it FIFA 2005 or 6, where you had like that same animation, and then the arrow in the middle, and it would bounce between them, and then you would hit it, and then you'd put your spin on the ball. Why make it so technical?
That sounds like it's going backwards to me because I remember there being one FIFA where my mates would score every single free kick they got, and I think I'm not down with that. That's it doesn't seem like
Saying that though, this year I think obviously with people moving their goalkeeper now as well, it might combat that a wee bit, you know, because you can, if you know that somebody's taking a long time aiming and stuff, you know that they're going to be aiming in that corner, and you can bring them over that step or two. But I'm just not sure how it's going to work. It's all why there's so many faults in the game that we all know are a big problem. Why touch free kicks? That I don't know anybody that's complained about free kicks. Don't know anybody that's actually complained that free kicks are awful. So why touch it? Why not touch the fact that the goalkeepers, you know, hands disappear when you shoot at times? You know,
yeah. Yeah, as I showed in the last podcast.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
It's one of the things. It's I think sometimes they just change for the sake of changing things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I found it odd they put a patch out this late, and I don't know if you've noticed, but low drivens are really OP now.
yeah, I've noticed it. Obviously they've done that specifically. They've done that. I don't know if you know the objective with the low drivens, a goal fest. They've done that to show people that low drivens are good again, because otherwise nobody would take it on them that they're good. So by putting into an objective to get a pack, people then realize. But yeah, I think it makes sense. I feel that the low drivens were really, really bad after FIFA 18, I believe, where they were OP. And now I believe it's one of them ones. I don't believe that every shot that goes low should be going in. And they need to tweak it again because the goalkeeper's animations are awful, you know, as they are. It's a weird one.
I didn't find FIFA 18's OP because I used to miss enough of them, but there was certainly I think they needed to tweak the goalkeepers, maybe to take just get down a bit quicker sometimes.
Yeah.
They didn't
Or
need
use your
much
feet,
work.
or just use the feet.
Yeah, because everyone used De Gea because he had the save
that's right.
foot
Yeah,
rate.
he had the team of the year or whatever, and a team of the season, and people used him because he had the save a feet rate. But it was just more of on that FIFA. It was more of the fact that it was a bit obscene. Like drag backs were in at that time, so you would do a drag back, knock it into the box, and then first time LBRB or first time double tap, and it would do a low driven right into the corner every time, especially if you R9 and stuff. But they've done this big patch right at the end because I feel that this is going to be what FIFA 23 is. I don't feel that they're going to change too much now. I think going into the new FIFA, that patch will be the giving everybody a taster on how FIFA 23 will start, and then they'll work on it from there. Because why would you put that much effort into that much patchwork if there's only a month left of the cycle of the game?
Because
it just doesn't make sense.
No, it was a big patch as well. It was a really big patch.
Oh yeah, huge.
They
changed like low drivens. They changed I think finesse shots. Then they've changed the knuckleball shot. If you're outside the box at a certain angle, you can do knuckleballs now. They've changed corners as well, I believe. There was loads, you know, and I just don't feel unless they're bringing that into the new FIFA, it'd be pointless.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, we'll know soon. Yeah, I'll pre-order that probably in a bit. I went on it the other day and I can't be bothered to pre-order it yet. But I know they always put time limits to make sure you pre-order by this point to get this. But
I
if
think
it's
you've gone to the middle of August though, so I
yeah.
pre-ordered it earlier on today though because I just, I'm going to buy it, so I may as well do it now. But
Yeah, well, yeah, I think like that, so I probably will.
you get the extra player as well, the hero player, which is meant to be, like you said, something to do with Marvel. Whether it could just be the simple fact that behind one of the cards has got like a design of Hulk on it, or a design of Iron Man, or a design of whoever it may be. They're not even Marvel. Are they Marvel?
Yeah,
Yeah. So the designs, maybe the cards themselves, could be animated depending on what player it is to one of the characters. It could just be something like that, the rights for it, rather than because if I had any players that had capes on and like you said, lasers and shields and all
yeah.
that.
I know we've reached fantasy football in foot now, but I mean, we're talking that'd be another level. Yeah, just like Hulk smash someone off the ball, and balls hammers fly around, knocking the ball, knocking players over. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want that. Right, James, we're going to leave it there for this week. Thank you for joining me.
Perfect.
Let us know.
No worries at all.
And we'll
I
see.
will do.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, mate. Catch you later.
Perfect. No worries. Peace.
Bye bye. Thanks for joining us, and remember to like and subscribe. Bye.